All right, I'm gonna attempt to show what this thing is doing again. So what we should do is we should run straight across, hit our block, turn to the right, go for 1 second over here, stop, turn back to 0 degrees, and then start going straight ahead. And so I wanna show what it's actually doing here. So it hits, and watch the ball. So it turns right, it comes over here, and now it should stop, but look, it's not stopping, it's turning the ball sideways. And that's what's, see there it worked. Now watch, it comes over here, and see the ball, instead of stopping, it just continues to spin. And that is what's causing it. Now what I want to look at is the code, and we'll forget all the logic stuff that gets in here because all this stuff is working. So the first thing it does when it detects that it has rotated the appropriate amount is it stops. It says ouch, and then it sits there for 2 seconds. Then it makes a right-hand turn, or it speaks that it's fixing to make a right-hand turn, and it puts a right-hand turn matrix up that we have. It then delays for 1 second. It then turns to a heading of 90 degrees, and then it puts the green arrow on it that it's going to be going straight ahead. It sits there again for a second. Then it rolls at 90 degrees, 106 speed, and for 1 second, and then it stops. And this stop right here is not happening, because what ends up happening, as you see in the video, it continues to sit and spin on the floor. And it's not spinning in any way that makes any sense, because it's just a circular spin of the ball itself. And no matter what I put in here for this delay, because I've increased it to 2 seconds to try to give it time to stop spinning, and it just sits and spins until it starts to move again. And then that new heading, so then we tell it to go at 0 degrees, wait another second, and then set our variable so we know which way we're going to do. And then what ends up happening from there is it goes back into our main block, which rolls at 0 degrees, 124 for 1/10 of a second. And then it calls our function again. So this part, when it gets kicked off, it immediately detects a sensor problem, because the Shero is actually turning sideways, then tries to move forward, and it's immediately kicking off that sensor, which then causes it to think it has another collision, and starts the whole process over again. So I really don't understand what is happening, but it is, to me, looking at the code, it's that stop right there not working, because something is causing that thing to just sit and spin, even though that it's received a stop.